All right, let's dive in. We're going deep into the Chinese freight market today.
Sounds good.
Specifically, we're going to be looking at Full Truck Alliance, FTA.
Okay.
They're kind of like the Uber for trucking over in China.
Right.
Their Q3 2024 earnings call was just yesterday, November 20th.
Mm-hmm.
And this transcript is just a treasure trove of information about what's going on in this huge industry.
It is. It's really fascinating.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got this backdrop of kind of a quiet freight market in China right now.
Right.
During Q3.
Yeah.
And then FTA comes out and just drops this bomb.
Yeah.
22.1% year-over-year increase in fulfilled orders.
Wow.
It's like, whoa, that's really something.
Yeah, so like what's the secret? What are they doing that everyone else isn't?
Well, they're definitely doing a lot of things right.
Yeah.
The transcript really points to this big surge in new users.
Okay.
Especially these small and medium-sized businesses, the SMEs. It seems like FTA's platform is really working for them.
Yeah.
And then, of course, they're always improving their technology.
Right.
Making it easier and easier for truckers and shippers to connect,
So it's not just growth for growth's sake.
Yeah.
There's like a real efficiency play here.
Absolutely, yeah.
Now, I saw a lot of talk in this transcript about direct shippers.
Yes.
It seems like almost half of FTA's fulfilled orders are coming from direct shippers now.
That's right.
So tell me a bit more about this trend and why it's such a big deal.
Well, this is where things get really interesting.
Okay.
Because direct shippers are these businesses that are basically cutting out the middleman.
Oh, interesting.
The brokers, and they're going straight to the truckers.
I see.
And they're doing it all through FTA.
Okay.
It's a pretty big shift in, the balance of power.
Well, hold on. I got to stop you right there.
Sure.
What happens to the brokers then?
Oh, that's the big question, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, it's too early to say they're done for.
Right, but they're feeling it.
Oh, they're definitely feeling the pressure.
Yeah.
FTA's shaking things up.
Yeah.
And the brokers, well, they're going to have to adapt or they might get left behind.
It's like survival of the fittest, but in the digital world.
Exactly.
Now, speaking of making a splash, there was something in the transcript about FTA's new branding campaign.
Yes. Their new logo, you mean?
Yeah, that red and white checkered one.
It's a bold choice.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
But it's really aimed at attracting those direct shippers.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
So they're going all in on this direct shipper thing.
They are.
I bet we're going to be seeing that logo all over China soon.
Oh, absolutely.
On trucks and tarps and everything.
You'll see it everywhere. It's a smart move for building their brand. When a shipper sees that logo, they know right away that they're dealing with a company that's serious about connecting them with the best truckers.
Makes sense.
It becomes a symbol, symbol of trust and efficiency.
Okay, but trust and efficiency, those things don't just happen magically.
Right, of course not.
What's FTA actually doing on the tech side to deliver on those promises?
Well, there's a lot going on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
But one thing I noticed in the transcript was this premium cargo bidding thing.
Oh, okay, tell me about that.
So it's basically a system that incentivizes truckers to really prioritize and complete orders.
Right.
The better they do, the higher their rating gets.
Oh, okay.
And then they get access to better paying, higher quality orders.
So it's all about performance.
Exactly.
Okay, I get the basic idea, but how does the rating system actually work?
It's pretty sophisticated.
Yeah.
It's not just a simple 5-star thing.
Right.
They have an algorithm.
Oh, wow.
That looks at things like on-time deliveries, cargo safety records, even customer feedback.
Wow.
And based on all that, truckers get different credit ratings.
And each rating has its own perks.
Exactly.
So it's not just some, gimmicky loyalty program.
Yeah.
It's like real rewards for good service.
Real tangible benefits, yeah.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
And it really creates a positive cycle, you see.
Oh, how so?
Well, the truckers are motivated to improve their service,
Right.
which leads to higher fulfillment rates for FTA, and then ultimately a much more reliable experience for the shippers.
So everyone wins.
Exactly. Win-win.
Okay, that's great. But is there a downside?
Well, what about new truckers?
Yeah, exactly.
Just starting out, could they get stuck with a bad rating?
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
And it's something FTA has clearly thought about.
Okay.
They have ways to make sure new truckers aren't penalized unfairly.
Like what?
Well, they offer a lot of onboarding support and training programs to help them build up their rating quickly.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. So they're trying to make it fair for everyone.
Yeah, a level playing field, at least at the beginning.
Exactly.
Now, let's talk money.
Okay.
FTA reported a 69% year-over-year growth
in their transaction service revenue.
Yeah, that's impressive.
What's driving that kind of growth?
Well, there are a couple things going on. First, there are just way more transactions happening on the platform.
Right.
More shippers, more truckers, more business overall.
So they're riding that digital wave that we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
But it's not just volume.
No, it's also about how much they're making per transaction.
Okay.
They fine-tuned their commission structure.
Oh, wait.
So they're making more money from each deal.
So it's a balancing act.
Ways.
They got to keep themselves profitable.
Right.
But they also have to keep the shippers and the truckers happy.
Yeah, it's a tightrope walk for sure.
Okay, well, they seem to be doing a pretty good job of it.
They are. They are.
Now, there's one more thing from this transcript that I wanted to get into.
Okay.
This entrusted shipment model.
Ah, yes.
It seems like a major growth area for them.
It is. It is.
Tell me more about it.
So, imagine you're a shipper.
And you have this really important shipment.
That absolutely has to get there on time.
Yes, and in perfect condition.
Right.
With the entrusted shipment model, you basically hand the whole thing over to FTA.
Right.
They handle everything.
Everything.
Yeah. They find the truckers, they do all the paperwork, they make sure the cargo's insured.
And if there are any problems, they deal with it.
Exactly.
So it's like a premium service.
It is.
For shippers who really need that extra peace of mind.
Exactly.
But isn't FTA taking on a lot of risk here?
Well, yeah, they are.
What if something goes wrong?
That's the thing.
Yeah.
They are taking on more responsibility.
Right.
But that's what makes this model so different.
Okay.
They're using their technology and their network to minimize those risks.
And so far, it's working.
Yeah, the transcript said the number of daily fulfilled orders in this segment has doubled since last year.
Wow, that's impressive.
It is.
But what's in it for the truckers?
Well, for one thing, it provides a lot more stability.
Oh, how so?
They don't have to go out and chase their next load.
Okay.
Or haggle over prices.
They've got a guaranteed stream of work.
Exactly. FTA takes care of all that.
And the paperwork, too.
All of it.
Okay, so it's good for truckers who,
Yeah.
knowing what's coming next.
Yeah, the ones who like stability.
Right.
And FTA also offers them things like cargo protection and insurance.
So it's less risky for them, too.
Exactly.
So it's a win-win, it sounds like.
Yeah, I think so.
Shippers get peace of mind and guaranteed capacity.
Hmm.
Truckers get steady work and less risk.
Yeah.
And FTA is in the middle orchestrating everything.
And making a bit of money along the way.
Exactly.
And the reason they're succeeding with this model comes down to two things.
Okay, what are they?
They've got the pricing right.
Right.
So it's attracted to both sides.
Makes sense.
And they're constantly working to improve the user experience.
Right, so it's smooth and easy for everyone.
That's the key.
Sounds like they've really hit on something here.
They have.
With this entrusted shipment model, reading through all this, I can't help but wonder if this is what's happening in China.
Uh-huh. What does this mean for everyone else? Could FTA take this model to other markets?
It's a good question. And it could have a huge impact on, the future of logistics.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, it sounds incredibly efficient and like it could scale up really easily.
Yeah.
But I got to push back a little here.
Sure.
China's a unique situation, right?
In some ways, yeah.
Their trucking industry is massive, but it's also kind of fragmented.
Right.
So it seems ripe for disruption.
Uh-huh.
But can FTA really pull this off in other parts of the world?
Well, it's not going to be a simple copy and paste job.
Right.
Every market has its own quirks, its own rules and regulations.
Its own way of doing things.
Exactly.
But the core principles, like the direct connections, the technology, the focus on user experience.
Those are universal.
Right.
Those are the things that could shake up any market.
Okay, I'm starting to get the bigger picture here.
Good.
But let's say FTA decides to target, I don't know, Southeast Asia.
Okay.
What kind of challenges are they going to face there?
Well, first off, they're going to have to adapt their tech.
Right.
To meet all the local regulations.
Every country has its own laws, right?
Oh, yeah.
About trucking and licensing and all that.
Absolutely. It's not just about translating the app.
It's about really understanding how each market works.
Exactly.
So that's a lot of work before they even get started.
It is.
But let's say they get through all that. What's next?
Well, then comes the real challenge.
Oh.
Building trust.
Right.
They got to convince shippers and truckers that this new way of doing things is actually better.
They're asking people to change their habits.
Yeah, their business practices.
Which can be tough.
It can. It can.
Especially in markets where, relationships are so important. It's not just about cold, hard efficiency.
No, not at all.
So FTA would have to find a way to blend their tech with, a sensitivity to local customs.
Right. They'd have to build those personal connections too.
Which might mean working with local partners.
Exactly.
It's a tough balancing act.
It is.
But if anyone can pull it off,
yeah,
I think it might be FTA.
Why do you say that?
They've already navigated China.
Which is a pretty complex market.
Exactly.
That's true.
So what's a few more countries?
Well, I wouldn't downplay the challenges,
right,
but their track record is impressive.
Yeah.
It shows they have the ambition and the skills to make a real go at global expansion.
And they're not just talking about it.
No.
The transcript mentions some investments they've already made.
Oh, yeah.
In Southeast Asia.
So they're testing the waters.
They're dipping their toes in, seeing how things feel.
That's smart.
So they're not content to just sit back in China.
They're looking ahead.
This could be the start of something really big, couldn't it?
It could. It could.
Like a global digital freight revolution.
And FTA is leading the charge.
But let's not get ahead of ourselves.
All right,
There's still a long way to go.
Yeah.
And plenty of obstacles along the way.
For sure.
Now, aside from all this global expansion talk, was there anything else in the transcript that stood out to you?
Well, one thing that really struck me was their focus on user experience.
Oh, interesting.
They really emphasized that they're not just building a platform.
Right.
They're building a community.
That's an interesting way to put it.
And they get it,
What do you mean?
Their success depends on keeping people happy.
Both the shippers and the truckers.
Exactly.
Okay, but how do they actually do that?
Well, the transcript outlined a bunch of initiatives.
Oh, like what?
They're simplifying the order process for shippers.
Okay.
They're reaching out to users who haven't been active.
They're going to bring them back.
Exactly.
And they're providing training and support for new truckers.
All of that.
So they're paying attention to the details.
Little things that make a big difference.
Because a happy user is a loyal user.
Exactly.
It's like they're taking cues from the big consumer tech companies.
It is. It is.
They understand how important it is to build a strong user base.
Absolutely.
And it's not just about keeping people happy.
No.
The more people use the platform, the more data they collect. And that makes their algorithms smarter.
Right. It's a virtuous cycle.
More users, better data, smarter algorithms.
And a better platform for everyone.
It's a pretty impressive strategy.
It is.
It shows they're not just automating things, reimagining the whole process.
They're using technology to fundamentally change how the industry operates.
Now, speaking of technology, I noticed a lot of mentions of data and analytics in the transcript.
Well, absolutely.
Can you talk about that a bit more?
Sure.
How are they using data to get ahead?
Well, they're using it to make sure the right trucker gets connected with the right shipment at the right time.
So it's all about efficiency.
Exactly.
Okay.
They're always tweaking their algorithms, making those connections better.
And making the whole process smoother. Yeah. It's like they're building a giant brain for the freight market.
That's a great way to put it.
This massive system that's constantly learning and evolving.
And it's a huge advantage for them.
Yeah.
Their ability to use data in this way is unmatched in the industry.
So they're not just playing the game.
No.
They're changing the rules.
Exactly.
It's a bold move.
It is.
And it shows they're thinking long term.
They're not just building a company.
They're building a whole new way to think about freight.
I like that.
Well, they seem to be on to something pretty special.
They do.
Okay, so we've covered a lot. The rise of direct shippers, the potential for global expansion, the focus on user experience, and the power of data and analytics.
It's a lot.
What else should we be thinking about?
Well, I think we need to zoom out a bit and remember that FTA's success isn't happening in isolation.
Right.
It's a reflection of what's happening in the world.
Okay, I'm listening.
We're in the middle of this massive digital transformation across every industry.
Things are changing fast.
They are.
The old ways of doing things just aren't cutting it anymore.
Nope.
So you're saying FTA is riding this wave.
Absolutely.
This digital disruption wave.
Yeah.
Everyone wants things faster.
More transparent.
More efficient.
Exactly.
And that's what FTA is delivering.
And this trend is only going to get stronger.
So FTA is in a good position.
I think so.
To lead the way.
Yeah.
But there are challenges ahead, right?
Of course.
Every business faces challenges.
For FTA, I think one of the biggest risks is competition.
Oh, yeah. Other companies want a piece of the pie.
Absolutely.
So that they can't just sit back and relax.
No. They have to keep innovating.
Staying ahead of the curve.
If they want to stay on top.
Right. And then there's regulation.
Ah, yes.
As this market grows.
Governments are going to start paying more attention.
They're going to want to make sure things are fair.
That consumer data is protected.
Safety standards are being met.
Exactly.
So FTA is going to have to be careful.
Navigate those regulations carefully.
I can't afford to get bogged down in legal issues.
No, they need to be proactive.
Oh, okay.
Work with regulators.
Show them they're playing by the rules.
And that their platform is good for everyone.
It sounds like an exciting time to be in the logistics industry.
It is.
But maybe a little scary, too.
If you're not ready to adapt.
Well, this deep dive has been really eye-opening.
I agree.
I feel like I understand FTA so much better now.
Yeah.
And the forces that are shaping this whole industry.
It's been a great discussion.
So if you had to leave our listener with one final thought, one key takeaway from all of this, what would it be?
I think the biggest question we've raised today is what does the rise of these digital freight platforms like FTA mean for the future of logistics?
That's a big one.
It is?
And probably not one with an easy answer.
No, but it's a trend worth watching.
Absolutely.
The implications are huge.
Yeah.
It affects everything.
Okay.
Global trade, supply chains.
Yeah.
Consumer prices.
Even the way our world is connected.
It's all connected.
That's a great way to put it. Yeah, it really makes you think, this isn't just about trucks and algorithms.
Right.
It's about how everything gets moved around.
Exactly.
It's about, the backbone of our economy.
The flow of goods and services.
And that's changing.
It is. It is, in a big way.
And FTA is right at the heart of it.
They're not just along for the ride, are they?
No, they're shaping it.
Yeah.
Which makes me wonder, who are the winners and losers in all of this?
That's the million-dollar question.
If FTA is the model for this new world, who comes out on top?
Well, I think we can safely say that both shippers and truckers stand to benefit.
How so?
They get more efficiency, more transparency, access to a wider market.
Okay.
But the real winners, I think, are going to be the ones who embrace change.
The ones who can adapt.
Exactly.
So it's not just about being big or having the most market share.
It's about being nimble, being flexible.
Okay.
And willing to try new things.
Embrace the new technology.
Exactly. The companies that can really use data and optimize their operations.
To make the whole experience smooth and easy.
Those are the ones that are going to thrive.
It sounds like a really exciting time to be in logistics.
It is. It is.
But maybe a little intimidating, too.
Oh, yeah. If you're stuck in the old ways.
If you're not ready to chase.
You're going to get left behind.
This whole conversation has been so insightful.
It has.
I feel like I have a much better grasp on FTA, on the whole freight industry.
And what the future holds.
So, any last thoughts for our listeners?
I think the biggest thing to remember is that we're just at the beginning
of this digital revolution.
Yeah. Technologies like AI, autonomous vehicles, blockchain, they're just getting started.
Who knows what the freight landscape will look like in 10 years?
It's hard to say, but it's going to be fascinating to watch.
It's just going to be a wild ride.
Buckle up.
Well, this has been a fantastic journey.
I agree.
Thanks to FTA's earnings call transcript.
We got a real glimpse into the future.
If you're as intrigued by all this as we are,
do some research. Keep learning.
Keep an eye on this industry.
You might be the next big disruptor.
That's a great thought to end on.
Thanks.
That's all for this deep dive.
Thanks for listening.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep asking questions.